Hello everyone, welcome back to Jake's Campaign video guide. We are in chapter 3 still. This is video number 2. And like I said in the last video, we are about to go on a ID medal hunting spree. As you can see, we have one already. And as I mentioned in the last video, we're going to collect 16 of these things before we're done. So we got 15 left to find. And we just had a battle with a ton of Javo at the end of the stairs there, but there's pretty much always going to be one of them hanging up around here. Don't be surprised if there is, I guess. So be sure to take him out. You'll notice the vases in the background there. They actually have items in them, but not always. Unlike the crates and the boxes from earlier, you can't rely on them to have items. There's two paths you can take here. The left path or straight ahead. We're going to take the left path, and as soon as we do, there's going to be some enemies that appear at the very end of this hallway. Not a bad idea to throw a flash grenade down there. There was 3 of them. It looks like Sherry took one out, and I'll take these 2 out. As you can see, that base didn't have anything in it. This middle one did. And that first one did too as well. Okay, with those enemies taken care of, let's head into this room on the left, which is the library of this place. As soon as you enter there, there's going to be enemies, so get ready. There's going to be one on the lower floor when you come in, and there's going to be one on the stairs. There's going to be several more upstairs. In fact, the upstairs enemies get reinforcements as this fight progresses. You can also use those tables I was just pointing at to flip over and use for cover if you wished upon entering the room, which is pretty neat. Looks cool. The enemies from upstairs can also jump over the railing and head downstairs if they wished, as you'll see. Yeah, he got lucky, but not for long. I'm actually surprised that wasn't a sneak attack option right there, considering I was behind him and I don't think he even knew I was there. Here's some of the reinforcements I was talking about. They actually come from that second row of bookshelves. There's a door over there. Once you take out every enemy in this room, you will obtain an ID medal. That would be ID medal number 2. You get that medal just for killing everybody in the room, but there's also a third medal in this room, right here on the back wall. So ID medal 3. There's the door where the reinforcements were coming out of. We can't do nothing with it, of course. But you could fight in that area and throw a flash grenade or something if you wished. And of course you can press L1 to throw the table. It's pretty neat. That's pretty much all there is to do in the library room, so let's head back to the start of this upstairs area and take the straight path. There's a door at the end that leads to a bedroom. No enemies in here, but if you check out the desk on the left, I'm gonna go beat up this thing really quick. It's pretty neat that it breaks off in chunks like that. If you check out this desk, you can find your 4th ID medal. There's also a cabinet you can hide in here. I'm not sure why you would want to do that. And the room's other exit leads to a hallway with a crate in it. The hallway itself leads out to a door by the library. This hallway kind of reminded me of that hallway from the original Resident Evil, where those dogs came through the windows at. I kind of had the same feel to it, minus the decorations, I guess. We've pretty much explored everything we can up to this point. To the left up here is going to be an enemy hanging about. So you might as well snipe him from a distance. And when you head towards that area, because as you'll see he drops an ID medal, when you head towards that area some more enemies will come in. Oh. It's not a bad idea to throw a flash grenade there, but I just got very unlucky with that flash grenade. Looks like one enemy got encased into a cocoon, while the other pretty much managed to avoid it the entire time. But here's an interesting mutation, the B mutation. I'm sure there's a complicated name for it, but I just don't know what it is right now. But you can see his weak points, those big red fleshy circle things. And here's the main room that the objective wants us to go to. But before we head there, let's backtrack a little bit. Check out this area to the right. Now this area leads to a sitting room. There's no enemies in here, but there is another ID medal. And you can find it right there. Now this one is interesting. You can't get to it directly. You can't punch the table, you can't kick the couches away. But what you can do is blow the ever-living hell out of that table. Hey man, whatever works. So once you blow the table up, you can actually reach the ID medal for number 6. And notice the exit to the room here. This room is actually a dead end because you can't get through this exit. But there's another ID medal. We can't reach it from here, but we'll get it. And there's a remote bomb if you happen to need one. I'm sure you guys noticed when I blew that table up that the chandelier fell down. These pointy chandeliers are of course destructible. Get them in the right place and they'll come down. And of course if there's an enemy below them with all them spikes, you can kill them that way. Pretty hard though. I mean, unless it's very obvious that you're going to pull it off, I wouldn't even bother. Alright, now that we're in this big room, there's 2 ways to get down there. The left side, you can jump down if you wish, and Sherry will have to take that way, because the right side has a bar for Jake to swing across. And once you get down here, there's probably going to be an enemy by the doors. Yep, yeah, there is. Okay. And there's another ID medal just laying out in the open. That is ID medal number 7. And of course we're supposed to go through the doors, but you can't get through them at this point in time. And of course that enemy's going to turn into a street rat here pretty soon.
Yeah, but until I talk to my superiors, I don't even know where to go.
Why does everything have to be a pain in the ass? Alright, I better find a way for you to phone her.
Okay, now with him dead, we can explore this area. There's a lot of urns in this area. A lot of vases. But unlike the vases up on the upper floor, most of these vases have nothing in them.
3 medallions for the west. It says it takes 10 medallions to gain passage to the east.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what the medallions are for. Basically, we need 3 of them to explore the west side of this place, and 10 to explore the east side. We have 7 right now, so the west is open to us. That's easy. But the reason we're trying to get 16 is to unlock this gate right here, which has a new weapon in it, a box, and some crates. And a new weapon is always nice. Yeah, be careful of enemies dropping down from that area right there. They're prone to. Anyways, let's go put 3 medallions in this thing. And there the path to the west is open.
Now we find the rest.
Now we're about to fight a ton of Javo in this area.
6 months.
There's just probably 2+ dozen of them that we're going to fight. A couple waves. In this area there's 3 doors. 1 on the right, 1 on the left, and 1 further down the hall. Take the right door to get to this room, where you can find a herb in this vase right here. And of course you saw that ID medallion above the fireplace. That is medallion number 8. So halfway there, and the enemies are going to start coming. That's pretty impressive. Sherry just took out 2 enemies by herself. That's computer Sherry. Impressive. Okay, just for references, the enemies are going to come out of that door, and they're going to come out of the door behind us where we came from the big room area. This room on the left is basically a bar / billiards room. Oh, we're going to see some interesting mutations here as well. Well, that guy nearly grabbed me. Huh. Yeah, coming up, we're going to see an interesting mutation. It's basically half Javo, half spider. It's got a unique name to it, but I don't remember what it is right now. It's long and complicated. What is it? Actually, I'm playing the game right now as I'm recording commentary, so I'm going to look up what his name is. Now, this room, you should be careful. Oh, I nearly got that guy with the chandelier. What a shame. This room, you should be especially careful of the enemies on the top. You run in there wildly without knowing that they're around, and they'll get you. They also, like I said, they come from the top up there. See them jumping down? Be careful of them jumping down. Here's another spider mutation. I'm surprised that his webbing didn't hit me, to be honest with you. It totally looked like it got me. And that was a mistake on my part right there. It was way too far away to try a sniper rifle quick shot. Should not have done that. As you can see though, we've been fighting for a little while. There's quite a few enemies. Ah, there's the spider enemy I was talking about. So he's mostly spider, but he actually has the Javo torso on him. Of course, when you get this many enemies out in the hall, you may as well throw a flash grenade. Try to take some of them out quickly and easily. Yeah, so he's half spider, half Javo. He's basically got the entire torso of a Javo. And if the enemy had a gun, he can actually walk around in spider form and still shoot at you, which is interesting. According to the game, he is called a... I'm gonna butcher this, I just know it. Cat, get down. No, 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 no. Not right now. Noga Trosh... I'm slaughtering this. Noga Trokne. Why not? I'm sure you guys can leave a comment and tell me how to spell that properly or say that properly, whatever. Anyways, now that the Battle Royale is over, as you can see, we basically netted 2 ID medals from that entire ordeal. That brings our grand total up to 10. There's still an enemy alive up in here. That one Javo that refuses to come down. Like the other room, this room has a unique ID medal in it as well. But it's not laying around like you might think. I really like this room. It's got some nice digs. Very fancy. As you can imagine, you want to interact with the piano in the corner here. So let's listen in and see how good of a player Jake is. Yeah, he's really good. An interesting note, if you were playing as Sherry, she would go up and play the piano as well, but she is just horrible. She's bad, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, now that we cleared out those 2 rooms, head to this 3rd room and check out this fountain here on the left. Yep, there's an ID medal sitting in there. So that brings our grand total up to 12, I believe. Yeah, this is fancy. Very nice area. Complete with a hot tub, a wading pool, whatever you would call this thing, I guess. Looks more like art than a pool. You can bring the enemies in here and fight them too if you want. Notice the crawl spaces underneath the center area. There's an ID medal underneath the furthest one. That crawl space right there that Sherry's in doesn't have anything in it. But if you fight, if you bring the Javo in here and fight them, you'll see them crawling in and out of these spaces. It's kind of entertaining. Also, I don't do it in this video, but be sure to break all the vases in this area. I came back later and broke that vase right there that I just passed and found a red herb in it. So very important. At the end, push this cart of logs aside and there's the ID medal we saw earlier. And you can actually open the door from this side to get to the sitting area. So this room really isn't a dead end anymore. And that brings our grand total of medals up to 14. And that's actually all the medals that I end up finding in this video, and I'll tell you why. Like I said in the walkthrough with Steve, the enemies in this area that come in waves, as you saw, are prone to glitching out in the hallways. So be extra careful. If you find yourself in a situation like I am in right now, there's probably some enemies you haven't killed. In fact, when you enter the bathhouse, there's a third wave of Javo that come. I'm surprised that they didn't come fight me when I was in the bathhouse. But they should drop another ID medal, just FYI. I actually, before the start of the next video, I end up going back researching, or researching the hallways that I had fought in. I found 2 Javo that were caught up in the hallways, and ended up killing both of them, and they each dropped an ID medal. And that brought me from 14 to 16. So fair warning to everyone out there. There's a spider enemy. Man, I hate those things. And a streetlet. Ugh. It's another really good thing about computer-controlled partners. You really don't have to care about their health. See, if that was a human partner, I probably would have rushed to their aid right away. Oh well. Anyways, be sure to check all the hallways, make sure there's no enemies anywhere glitched out or stuck on any of the furniture. Recheck everywhere you've been. You should have 16 ID medals by this point. Anyway, that's it for this video. We're at 22 minutes, so may as well throw the ID medals in here and call it a day. In the next video, we will end Jake's Chapter 3. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I hope you join me for the next video. Okay, I'll see you guys there. Later.